Let me tell you something that might surprise you. When a woman suddenly becomes too busy for you, it's rarely about her schedule. She went from texting you back in minutes to hours. From making plans to "I'll let you know when I'm free." From available to always swamped. And if you're like most men, you're sitting there analyzing every delay, wondering what changed. Here's the truth from a woman's perspective. Busy is a language. And most men completely misread what it's actually saying. I'm going to be real with you. I'm here to give you the truth, not from a textbook, but from a woman who's seen this pattern play out countless times. The things women talk about with each other, the things we admit behind closed doors. When a woman's availability suddenly drops, most men panic. They start crafting perfect texts, finding reasons to reach out, offering to work around her schedule. And that reaction, it actually makes the situation worse. Here's what you need to understand. Busy isn't always about calendars and commitments. Sometimes it's about comfort levels. Sometimes it's about testing. Sometimes it's about creating distance without confrontation. And yes, sometimes it's genuinely about life getting hectic. The problem is, most men can't tell the difference. And when you can't read the signal, you can't respond correctly. So today, I'm going to walk you through the psychology behind sudden unavailability. By the end of this, you'll have a framework to distinguish genuine life changes from strategic pullback. You'll understand what this shift reveals about interest and comfort. And most importantly, you'll know exactly how to respond based on what you're actually dealing with. Because here's the thing. Your reaction to her busy determines whether this is temporary or permanent. Let me break down the psychology behind sudden unavailability. 1. The psychology of busy as a communication tool. Here's what you need to understand. When a woman says she's busy, she's choosing that word deliberately. It's not random. Busy is safe. It's external. It's not about you. It's about her life circumstances. Compare that to saying, "I'm not feeling the connection," or "I need some space from this," or "I'm not sure about us anymore." Those are vulnerable. Those require confrontation. Those put her in a position where she has to explain herself, defend her feelings, or deal with your reaction. Most women would rather avoid that conversation entirely. So busy becomes the shield. It's the soft rejection that doesn't feel like rejection. It gives her distance without the discomfort of honesty. And here's the thing, it's not because women are manipulative or cruel. It's because direct rejection feels harsh, especially when she's not completely sure herself. Think about it from her perspective. Maybe she's losing interest but doesn't want to hurt you. Maybe she needs space but doesn't know how to ask for it without seeming cold. Maybe she's confused about her feelings and buying herself time to figure it out. Busy solves all of that. It's the universal excuse that no one can argue with. You can't get mad at someone for having a full schedule. You can't accuse her of being distant when she's citing work stress or family obligations. It creates what I call plausible deniability. She can pull back without technically pulling back. She can create distance without officially ending anything. And if things don't work out, she never actually rejected you. She was just, busy. But here's what most men don't realize. The specific way she uses busy tells you everything. The language around it, the timing of it, the consistency of it, whether she offers alternatives or just closes doors. That's where the truth lives. Not in the word busy itself, but in how it's deployed, which brings us to something critical. 2. Genuine life changes versus strategic unavailability. This is where most men get it wrong. They treat all busy the same, but there's a massive difference between a woman who's genuinely overwhelmed by life and a woman who's strategically creating distance. Here's the key distinction. When a woman is genuinely busy, her communication quality stays consistent. She might text you less frequently, But when she does, there's warmth, there's substance, there's effort in the response. Strategic unavailability. Both quality and frequency drop. Her texts become shorter, colder, more transactional. Time to a teacher. Yeah. Can't tonight. No explanation. No warmth. No effort to maintain the connection. Real busy includes you in the chaos. She'll say, I'm drowning in this work project, but I'm thinking about you, or this week is insane. Can we do Saturday instead? She's giving you visibility into her life even when she's overwhelmed. Strategic busy excludes you from her life. You stop hearing about what's actually keeping her occupied. The explanations become vague. Just really busy with stuff. Things are crazy right now. No details. No alternatives offered. Just distance. And here's the behavioral tell that never lies. When a woman is genuinely busy but still interested, she suggests specific future plans. I can't do dinner Wednesday, but I'm free Friday night. Let's do that place you mentioned. When she's strategically pulling back, you get the vague promise. I'll let you know when things calm down. We'll figure something out soon. Maybe next week. No commitment. No specific day or time. Just the illusion of future availability that never actually materializes. Pay attention to her weekend availability. Genuinely busy people still make time on weekends for what matters to them. If she's suddenly too busy even on Saturday or Sunday, that's not a schedule problem. That's a priority problem. And here's what you need to watch for next. 3. The timeline tells the truth. When the shift happens matters just as much as the shift itself, because timing reveals intent. If she becomes busy right after you slept together, that's not a coincidence. If it happens right after she met your friends or you met hers, that's not random. If the distance appears after a vulnerable conversation where she opened up or you did, pay attention to that pattern. Sudden unavailability after intimacy or vulnerability usually means one thing. She got what she wanted, or she shared more than she's comfortable with, and now she's creating space to regain control. Compare that to gradual unavailability. She's been consistently responsive for weeks, then slowly her replies get a little slower. Her availability drops bit by bit. That's different. That's usually genuine life changes catching up with her, or interest naturally fading over time as she gets to know you better. Sudden is strategic. Gradual is organic. And here's another timeline pattern you need to watch. How quickly does she resurface? If she goes quiet for 3 days then comes back warm and engaged, she was probably genuinely busy. If she stays distant for a week, 2 weeks, and you're the one always reaching out to get any response, that's not busy. That's disengagement. Pay attention to her late night availability too. If she's too busy to see you during the day or evening, but suddenly free to text or meet up at 11 p.m., you're not a priority. You're a convenience. She's fitting you into the gaps of her life, not making you part of the main schedule. The timeline never lies. When she pulls back, how suddenly it happens, and how long it lasts tells you everything about whether this is temporary or the beginning of the end. But here's where most men sabotage themselves. 4. What your reaction reveals to her. Here's what most men don't understand. Your response to her busy communicates more than your words ever could. When you chase, when you over-explain, when you try to accommodate her schedule by making yourself endlessly available, you're confirming exactly what she's testing. You're showing her that your value is lower than hers, that you'll bend to keep her attention, that she can pull back and you'll come running. That panic text. Hey, is everything okay? Did I do something wrong? I feel like you're pulling away. Every time you send one of those, you're validating her decision to create distance. You're proving that you can't handle her unavailability, which makes you less attractive, not more. Think about it from her perspective. If a man stays calm when she pulls back, if he doesn't chase, if he simply matches her energy without getting emotional about it, what does that tell her? It tells her he has options. It tells her he's not desperate. It tells her she might actually lose him if she keeps playing games. But if you panic, if you overcompensate, if you start texting more when she texts less, you're handing her all the power. She knows she can come and go as she pleases, and you'll still be there waiting. Your reaction determines whether she escalates the distance or reconsiders it. When you chase, she pulls back further. When you stay grounded and match her energy, she starts to wonder if she made a mistake. This is why calm acceptance is so powerful. Not cold silence, not petty games, but genuine disinterest in chasing someone who's not matching your investment. It's the difference between reacting and responding, between being emotional and being strategic. So here's the uncomfortable truth you need to hear. 5. The interest level truth. Here's the reality most men don't want to accept. When a woman is genuinely interested, she makes time. Period. I don't care how busy her schedule is. I don't care how demanding her job is or how chaotic her life gets. Women make time for what they prioritize. We cancel other plans. We stay up late. We carve out space in our calendar for men we actually want to see. The "I'm too busy" excuse only works when interest is low or fading. Because here's the paradox. Nobody is ever too busy for what matters to them. You're not too busy to eat. You're not too busy to sleep. You're not too busy to check your phone 50 times a day. You make time for priorities. She does too. Now, here's where it gets complicated. Sometimes interest drops because comfort kills urgency. In the beginning, she didn't have you yet. There was uncertainty. There was chase energy. But once she feels like she has you, once she knows you're locked in and not going anywhere, the effort drops. She gets comfortable. And comfortable often looks a lot like disinterest. That's the taken for granted pattern. Her availability declines not because she hates you, but because she's secure. She knows you'll be there. So she stops prioritizing you the way she did when things felt less certain. But let me be clear. Whether it's genuine, low interest, or comfort-based complacency, the result is the same. You're getting less investment, and you can't build a healthy connection when only one person is putting in effort. Early dating is different from an established relationship. In the beginning, consistent effort matters. If she's not making time for you in the first few weeks or months, that's not a scheduling issue. That's an interest issue. So now that you know the truth, here's how you identify exactly what you're dealing with. 6. The Diagnostic Framework. 7 signs that tell you exactly what you're dealing with. Sign 1. Response quality. When a woman is genuinely busy, her responses stay thoughtful. She might take longer to reply, but when she does, there's warmth. There's substance. She's actually engaging with what you said. Strategic unavailability. The quality drops with the frequency. Lol. Yeah. She's replying just enough to keep you there, but not enough to invest in the conversation. Sign 2. Initiative patterns. A genuinely busy woman still initiates sometimes. She'll text you good morning. She'll send you something that reminded her of you. She apologizes when she's been MIA. She's showing you that even though life is chaotic, you're still on her mind. When she's strategically pulling back, she stops initiating entirely. You're always the one reaching out. You're always the one starting conversations. And when you notice and stop, so does all communication. Sign 3. Future planning. Here's the clearest tell. A genuinely busy woman suggests specific future plans. I can't do Wednesday, but I'm free Saturday night. Let's do that restaurant you mentioned. She's giving you a concrete alternative. Strategic unavailability gives you vague promises. I'll let you know when things calm down. Maybe next week. We'll figure something out. No commitment. No specific day or time. Just enough to keep you hoping without actually planning anything. Sign 4. Life inclusion. When a woman is genuinely overwhelmed but still interested, she includes you in her chaos. She tells you about the work project that's drowning her, the family situation that's stressing her out. She's giving you visibility into her life even when she's busy. Strategic distance keeps you at arm's length. You don't know what's actually keeping her occupied. The explanations stay vague. Just really busy with stuff. Things are crazy. No details. No real insight into her life. Sign 5. Consistency. This one's critical. Check her social media. If she's posting about being out with friends, at events, living her life while telling you she's too busy to see you, that's not genuine busy. That's selective availability. Genuinely busy people are busy across the board. If she has time for other social activities but not for you, you're not a priority. You're an option. Sign 6. Alternative offering. Genuine interest finds a way. Can't do dinner. She suggests coffee. Can't do the weekend. She offers a quick lunch during the week. She's problem-solving with you, not just declining. Strategic pullback just closes doors. She says no without offering anything else. No alternatives. No problem-solving. Just distance. Sign 7. Enthusiasm baseline. Pay attention to her emotional temperature. Genuinely busy women maintain the same warmth, just compressed into less frequent interactions. The energy is still there when you do connect. Strategic unavailability. The temperature drops. She's noticeably cooler, less engaged, less excited. The enthusiasm you felt at the beginning is gone, replaced by polite distance. Now, if you're seeing most of these strategic signs, here's what you need to do. 7. The response strategy framework. If you've identified genuine busy, here's how you handle it. Give her space. Don't pressure her for time she doesn't have. Send the occasional warm text. Keep it light. Let her know you're thinking about her without demanding her attention. When life calms down for her, she'll reach back out. Patience here shows confidence, not desperation. But if you're seeing strategic unavailability, your move is different. You mirror the energy. She's pulling back. You pull back too. She's taking hours to respond. You do the same. She's too busy to make plans. So are you now. Here's the exact language that works. When she gives you another vague excuse, you respond with something like this. Sounds like you're really swamped. Let me know when you're free. That's it. No pressure. No guilt trip. No emotional reaction. Just a calm acknowledgement and the ball in her court. Then you go quiet. You stop initiating. You stop checking in. You let her wonder where you went. This isn't about playing games or punishing her. This is about matching investment. You're conserving your energy for someone who's actually available. Here's what you absolutely cannot do. You cannot explain yourself. You cannot confront her about pulling back. I feel like you're distant, or are we okay? Kills attraction instantly. It shows you're more invested than she is, and that imbalance is unattractive. The self-respect boundary matters here. You're not waiting indefinitely. Give it 1 to 2 weeks of her pattern. If she doesn't reach out during that time, if the distance continues or gets worse, you have your answer. She's not busy. She's just not interested enough. And that's when you walk away. Not with anger. Not with drama. You just stop investing in someone who's not investing in you. You move on with your life. You focus on women who actually make time for you. Because here's the paradox. The moment you genuinely move on, the moment you stop caring whether she comes back, that's often when she notices. That's when the absence of your attention suddenly matters. But by then, you're already focused elsewhere. That's the difference between reacting and responding, between chasing value and being the value. Let me bring this home for you. Here's what you need to remember. When a woman becomes suddenly unavailable, busy is a language, not always a life circumstance. It's a communication tool. And now you know how to read it. You know the difference between genuine overwhelm and strategic distance. You know the timeline patterns that reveal intent. You know the 7 signs that tell you exactly what you're dealing with. But here's the core principle that matters most. Your attention should mirror her investment. Not because you're playing games, but because you respect yourself enough not to chase someone who's not meeting you halfway. This isn't about manipulation. This is about mutual respect and equal effort. The man who walks away from low investment doesn't lose value. He gains it. Because here's the truth. Most men struggle to accept. You can't negotiate genuine desire. You can't convince someone to prioritize you. Either they do, or they don't. And your job isn't to convince them. Your job is to recognize the pattern and respond with self-respect. Be the man who values his time, who doesn't wait around for breadcrumbs, who understands that real connection requires effort from both people. When you operate from that place, you naturally attract women who match your investment. That's how you maintain respect and attraction. That's how you avoid being taken for granted. That's the man women remember. I want to hear from you. Have you ever had a woman suddenly become too busy for you? How did you handle it? What signs did you notice looking back? Drop your story in the comments. I'll be reading and replying because these patterns matter and these conversations help all of us grow. If this helped you see the situation more clearly, hit subscribe and share this with a brother who needs to hear it. Understanding this changes how you navigate early dating.